My name is Daarina Phillips, and this is my mom, Darlene, and I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer a couple days after Christmas 2017. I began my treatment, my chemo, March of that year. I had surgery February of that year, a couple of days after Valentine's Day. So I went through the whole gamut: chemo, surgeries, radiation, and I'm currently on a medication that I'll be taking for the next 10 years. Well, now it'll be 9. My doctors, I transferred early on in my treatment to Ochsner Hospital. My doctor is Dr. Theodosio at Ochsner Medical Center. And right now I'm just dealing with life after. I wasn't warned that I wasn't going to go back to life being the same thing. My family is right here, me and my mom. I buried my dad yesterday, so I'm here because he would want me to be here. He would want me to use this as a catalyst to turn the page of cancer. And I'm ready to tell you my story. So my mom has been my support system because I'm a career woman, so I'm not married yet. I don't have any kids, and cancer has directly affected that ability for the time being. And so this is my support system, Mom.
How's it been, Mom?
It's been rough. I was devastated because a couple of days before she was diagnosed, I had a sister that was struggling with cancer, and in the meantime, while she was slowly dying, we didn't find out that she were getting ready to die until 3 or 4 days later, before Daarina found out that she had cancer. So I was automatically devastated because what I seen, the suffering of her, I kind of imagined that the suffering would be the same as my daughter. So only God provided the peace that I needed to sustain me. So I just went right on in and did the best that I can, and I hope for the best. I cried secret a lot. I prayed a lot, and I hope for the best. I never did ask question. I never did question God why, because I believe within my heart that He was going to make it right. So from her accepting cancel, and for them telling her that they was going to have to remove her breast, until the time that she went to chemo, until the time that she had radiation, I was with God. Allowed me to be with her the whole time. It has been an experience that I'll never forget. But it has been a blessing beyond a blessing to know that He had allowed her to be with me, and to be able to look at her as being a flower and not something that's buried. So I am so grateful and thankful that God allowed her to be my baby all over again.
And this is my story. I wasn't supposed to live after I was born. I was premature, and my weight dropped to 1 pound. I didn't come home from the hospital until I was a couple of months old. My parents and grandparents raised me to be assertive and speak up for what I wanted. When I insisted on wearing cowboy boots to school, my grandmother altered my Head Start uniform from a green skirt to a drawstring pant set that fell right below my knee to show off my fancy boots. I was given my voice. My grandparents and parents poured everything they had into me so that I can become the woman I am today. When it came time to choose my college, I was drawn to a nurturing
yet iron-sharpening professors, the historically black college. At Southern University in Baton Rouge, I was filled with culture and friendships that remain to this day. It was a hug, a snowball on a hot day, a smile from across the room that said, "You belong. Stop trying so hard." It allowed me to fully stand in who I was and accept it with no apologies. I was growing into an educated black woman, and I was finally appreciating all that encompassed. I was also understanding the barriers it would bring, but also all the potential I had and all the shoulders that I stood on to make barrier breaking possible. After law school, I worked for a Fortune 500 company, but I knew I wanted more. I left that 9-to-5 with benefits and pursued my dream of having my own name on the building. Becoming an entrepreneur was like a hangnail that wouldn't go away or give me rest. I always felt that working for someone else would limit me, so I jumped out with both feet. I got banged up, but I was in control, and no one gave it to me. I earned it. I made my own seat at the table. I'm still navigating this seat, but now cancer wanted a seat at my table. I had to stop and slay her first. But God was leading me and guiding me to purpose. But cancer had a purpose too. I have something more to do outside myself. I don't yet have all the answers, but it is my daily prayer that God uses my life for the benefit of someone other than myself. I need to cast a wider net, a legacy bigger than I originally planned, a legacy that life is now, that tomorrow can't wait. Experiences shape you and alter your path. I believe cancer elevated my path. Honestly, the fear of dying mediocre or with unachieved goals scares me more than death itself. Cancer wasn't necessarily a wake-up call. It was a reminder that I control nothing. I am merely a vessel. When I got diagnosed, I didn't cry. Cancer merely opened my eyes to look more closely at what my true purpose is and how I could be used daily for that purpose. My life was moving from having goals to having meaning. I only want to cry when I think of my grandmother and how losing her changed my molecular composition. My grandmother gave me strength to look within and up. No one was there waiting in the wings to cheer me on like she could. When she died, I questioned God. I needed her still. But I eventually learned that she lives within me, and I will see her again. I have moments where I want to lay in her arms. It's a wound with a scab. It never healed. It's still there, but it keeps me reaching. I still want to make her proud. Cancer has taken a lot from me, but God is a restorer, and I fully expect to receive a portion bigger than what I lost because of cancer. I wasn't supposed to live after I was born. My value is beyond my comprehension because daily it increases with every seed sown into another's life. I would tell every human that the secret to success in life is 100% tied into what you do for others. Lifting as you climb, getting so you can give. When you focus on healing someone else, you yourself are healed. I'm walking this runway to inspire someone that life doesn't end with a diagnosis. It actually forced me to live.